All right, guys, here we are in part 2 of Mario Kart. Let's rev those engines and have some fun.
You got it, Barack. But remember, Donald, no tweeting and racing at the same time. We don't need any cover-fay moments on the track.
Oh, thanks for the reminder, but why do you think I would be tweeting right now?
I can imagine it, Donald. Hashtag beat those losers in today's game night. Hashtag Mario Kart Part 2. Hashtag Trump the ultimate masterweight. Need I say more?
Well, interesting question, Joe, but instead of being on Twitter, I'm focusing on dominating this race.
Ha ha, Donald. Let's see if you can handle the intensity of the race and crafting tweets simultaneously.
Joe, I can handle multitasking like a pro. Just watch me take the lead while showcasing my impressive racing skills and delivering powerful tweets that the Mushroom Kingdom has ever seen.
All right, boys, let's leave Twitter behind and focus on the race. Donald, let's see if your racing skills are as impressive as your tweets tonight. But Joe, stay alert and focused. We don't want any Biden moments where you lose track.
Of course, my skills are top-notch. Just look at the comments made to our last video. Right, guys? Give this video a thumbs up to show your support for the Donald.
Barack, my friend, you know I have the energy to keep up. But Donald, be prepared for a comeback that's stronger than a hairpiece caught in a gust of wind.
Oh, Joe, you're too predictable. But watch out, Barack. My maneuvers are smoother than a well-groomed head of hair. I'll leave you in the dust.
Smooth maneuvers, Donald? Just make sure your ego doesn't get in the way. We don't need any exaggerated claims of victory. You already have enough claims under your belt, so you better keep your head down.
Ha, Barack, I like that one. But let's not forget, guys, racing is all about balance. You need to find the right speed, just like finding the right words for a speech.
Balance, Joe? That's not a word I associate with you. But don't worry, I'll show you both how to balance speed, precision, and greatness on the track.
Oh, stop talking nonsense, you idiot. I'm more balanced than you've ever been in your life.
All right, Donald, let's see if your racing skills are as grandiose as your claims. For now, I only saw you crashing into objects instead of staying on the road.
Yeah. And Donald, if you don't mind, save those bananas for the race instead of eating them. You'll need them soon to try to beat us.
Joe, you've got jokes. But I'm prepared to show you both that my racing skills are as big as my buildings. Get ready to be impressed. I'll give it some extra speed right now.
Do you think you can beat us by just pressing one button on your controller from now on, Donald? Haha, I don't think so. But tell me, Donald, how would you describe your approach to the race?
Well, Barack, I like to think of myself as a balanced driver. I focus on maintaining control, making strategic moves, and avoiding unnecessary risks.
It was a question directed at me, you stupid dumbass. But speaking of that, Joe, that sounds a bit too cautious for me. I prefer to describe my driving style as bold and fearless. I take risks, seize opportunities, and always aim for the top spot.
Donald, boldness can be a great asset, but it's important to find the right balance. I'd say my driving style is calculated. I analyze the track, anticipate challenges, and make precise moves.
That's true, Barack. You always seem to have a plan, but let's not forget, my driving style is adaptable. I can quickly adjust to changes in the race and make split-second decisions.
Haha.
Quickly make decisions? Well, that's new for me.
Oh, shut up.
Well, Joe, adaptability is important, but I prefer a more assertive driving style. I take the lead, set the pace, and let others try to catch up. That's why I win every game in this goddamn series. I am just the master of games.
Donald, your confidence is commendable, but let's not underestimate the power of strategy. I like to analyze my opponents, identify their weaknesses, and make tactical moves to gain an advantage. We talked about this in our previous videos as well, but it seems that you didn't learn anything from it.
Absolutely, Barack. And speaking of tactics, my driving style is a mix of offense and defense. I know when to go on the attack and when to focus on protecting my position. That's what I'm doing right now. Nobody will drive me off this path, so forget it, Donald. I am the real winner tonight.
Joe, I appreciate your balance, but I believe in the power of dominance. I take control of the race, leaving my opponents in awe of my superior driving skills. Well, what can I say about you? You are just not stable at all. So how do you think you will win?
Well, Donald, it's clear that we all have our unique approaches to the race. And that's what makes Mario Kart so exciting. Each of us brings something different to the track. But I agree with Joe this time. You did nothing special till now. So if you want to impress people, you have to go for it instead of driving like an old grandpa.
What the fuck are you saying, Barack? Driving like an old grandpa? Are you kidding? I don't know if you know this, but fast runners are dead runners. You have to make a strategy, like you said, to beat every single person in this game. And that's what I'm doing right now.
That's right, Barack. We may have different driving styles, but at the end of the day, it's about enjoying the race, having fun, and embracing the friendly competition. But Donald, now I'm curious about what you're going to do. Surprise me then.
Wait and see, losers. I'll beat you in less than 2 minutes. I'm just waiting for the right moment.
Well, I hold my breath as you say that, Donald. So what's the first thing we want to tease each other about?
Teach each other? I don't need any advice from any of you.
Oh, yes, you do. So shut the fuck up, dumbass, and listen. I have to say, Donald, your driving style is as unpredictable as your tweets. You're all over the place. And like we could read tonight, they're also really bad and not even good English.
Joe, I like to keep my opponents on their toes. My racing skills are like a whirlwind. You never know where I'll be next. And what the fuck does it matter if my tweets are spelled correctly? People know what I mean, right?
Well, Donald, I must admit, your racing style can be quite adventurous. And maybe you have to keep your head down for a bit. Not only for the extra claims you may get from riding like an asshole, but also because if you want to become the next president, it's nice that you don't behave like an annoying little creature the whole time. Oh, and Joe, if we're still in the mood for saying something about each other, I also have to say that you should not forget your penchant for crashing into walls. It's like you have a magnet for obstacles.
Oh, agreed, Barack. Joe, you are so bad at dodging my bananas.
Oh, that's not fair. Who leaves banana peels on the ground anyway? That's just rude.
That's part of the game, you stupid grandpa. It's one of the power-ups, just like in Mario Bros, that you can use to beat the other players. And it works, ha 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 ha.
Well, hurrah, but Barack, I call it a close encounter strategy. And speaking of strategies, Donald, I've noticed you have a special talent for falling off the tracks. Gravity seems to have a special place in your racing experience.
Gravity can't hold me down, Joe. It's just another way I show my ability to overcome challenges. But Barack, let's talk about your overcautious driving. It's like you're trying to negotiate a peace treaty with every turn.
Well, Donald, I like to think of it as being careful and deliberate. And Joe, let's not forget your sudden boosts of speed that lead to you crashing into walls. It's like a burst of energy followed by a sudden stop.
Haha, Barack, I call it the acceleration surprise. And Donald, your tendency to use power-ups at the most inconvenient times is quite remarkable. It's like you're trying to sabotage yourself.
No, Joe, I'm just keeping you guys on your toes. And Barack, your impeccable timing of hitting banana peels and green shells is quite something. It's like you have a sixth sense for self-sabotage.
Well, Donald, sometimes you have to keep your opponents humble. And Joe, let's not forget your struggles with making tight turns. It's like you're trying to make a U-turn in the Oval Office.
Ha, Barack. I like to call it the smooth swerve. And Donald, your habit of crashing into other racers instead of passing them is quite the aggressive strategy.
Joe, it's all about making a statement. And Barack, your tendency to get stuck behind obstacles and let others pass is a true display of selflessness. You're always looking out for the other racers.
Well, Donald, I believe in fairness and giving everyone a chance. And Joe, your habit of getting lost in the track and taking the scenic route is like a mini road trip within the race.
Ha ha, Barack, sometimes you have to appreciate the journey, not just the destination. And Donald, your inability to handle the slippery sections of the track is quite a sight. It's like you're on an ice rink instead of a racetrack.
Ice or no ice, I'm still a force to be reckoned with. But let's not forget, gentlemen, it's all about having fun and enjoying the race, even if we have some amusing moments along the way.
Wow, another lightning and shocking moment from our good friend Donald.
Why is that shocking?
Maybe because every word that comes out of your mouth is either stupid or so rude that we want to hit you in the face.
Well then, I have some bad news for you, Joe. That's just my personality. Deal with it.
All right, friends, let's switch to another topic because this could end badly if we continue. What's your all-time favorite game, Joe?
Well, Barack, it's hard to pick just one, but if I had to choose, I'd say my favorite game is Scrabble. I've always enjoyed challenging my mind and coming up with words.
Scrabble, Joe? That doesn't surprise me. My favorite game, without a doubt, is Monopoly. It's all about making deals and accumulating wealth. I'm a natural-born property mogul.
Monopoly, Donald? I guess that suits your business background. As for me, I have a soft spot for the classics. Super Mario Brothers was always my go-to game. It's timeless.
I can see why, Barack. Super Mario Bros. Is a classic for a reason. Now let's hear your favorite game, Donald. I'm curious.
Well, Joe, you won't believe it, but my favorite game is actually Candy Crush. It's addictive, colorful, and a great way to pass the time.
Candy Crush Donald? That's unexpected, but hey, we all have our guilty pleasures. Now, Joe, do you have any other favorite games you'd like to mention?
Oh, absolutely, Barack. Besides Scrabble, I enjoy playing chess. It's a game of strategy and foresight. Plus, it keeps the mind sharp.
Chess, Joe? That's a sophisticated choice. But let's not forget about the excitement of poker. It's a game of skill and intuition. And I've had some great moments at the poker table.
Poker can definitely bring out the competitive spirit, Donald. As for me, I also enjoy playing NBA 2K. There's something exhilarating about stepping into the shoes of my favorite basketball players.
NBA 2K, Barack, that's awesome. It's always great to connect with sports virtually. And Donald, I have to admit, poker does have its charm. But let's not forget to play our cards right in Mario Kart.
Absolutely, Joe. Mario Kart is our focus right now. But hey, gentlemen, no matter what our favorite games are, it's clear that gaming brings people together and provides a fun escape from the real world.
Well said, Donald. Gaming allows us to relax, bond, and enjoy friendly competition.
Yeah, well, there's nothing friendly about these games. Maybe you shouldn't invite Donald, then we can play a friendly game.
Keep your mouth shut, Grandpa. You know what? It's time for me to leave. I beat you all again in this level, as you can see. So I'm going to celebrate my victory with a nice piece of chocolate cake.
Actually, you didn't win, Donald.
Save your energy, Barack. It doesn't matter to Donald if his own character finishes first or if another character finishes first. He always thinks he's the one who wins the game, so let him have that moment.
Have my moment? Ha ha ha! I am the real winner, Joe. It's sad for you that you can't handle losing. But screw it, maybe you can use this time to practice your driving skills, Grandpa. Then we won't have to talk about that topic every night and we can finally play a real game with you.
Well, all right then. We'll see, Donald. But for now, I want to thank our viewers for watching this video. If you want to support Joe and me, not Donald, of course, just forget about him for a moment and subscribe to our channel.
Why should they have to forget about me?
Otherwise, nobody will subscribe? Okay, thanks for watching, guys. We'd love to see you in a new video.
Good night.